It's time for WWE Bad Blood predictions. First match on the card, Nia Jax versus Bayley for the WWE Women's Championship. This one I'm a little split on of how they are going to go about making this kind of compelling. We've already had this match. We've had Nia win the title off of Bayley before. The intrigue for me is going to be what roles Tiffany Stratton play and Naomi. Are they going to do something where Naomi is going to turn heel? Is Tiffany Stratton going to cash in Money in the Bank finally? The thing is that for the cash in, I think you have a bit of a hiccup right now because Tiffany is still positioned as a heel. I mean, if she cashes in on Nia and wins the belt, huge pop, mega babyface, all of that stuff, they could do it. But you're cashing in then on like Bayley, and I don't know if they're gonna do that and have Tiffany be the opportunistic heel, cashes in on another heel. Because that would obviously then set up the feud between Nia and Tiffany, which I think they are going to get to eventually. Nia is on a roll right now. She is a dominant champion. I've actually liked this run of Nia Jax. I think this is some of her best work. I even really like the moment on SmackDown where Nia and Tiffany are backstage and she like grabs Tiffany by the throat. Like that aggression, that stuff, I really like that. I think for this match, you're gonna have Nia retain. I think Nia keeps the belt for quite some time. She may keep this belt until WrestleMania, but what I can see happening for the finish is Tiffany Stratton comes down, maybe just to try to look like she's coming to the aid of Nia Jax, causing distractions with Bayley. Naomi comes out, and because of that and the big schmoz with all of them, I think Naomi kind of inadvertently costs Bayley the match, which will then propel the two of them, Bayley and Naomi, to go off and have a feud together. It would still leave the question marks in storyline between Nia and Tiffany, because if Tiffany came down, Nia may suspect that, oh, you were trying to cash in on me. She could then double backpedal and be like, no, I was trying to help you and take out Bayley. And that could then set up another tag team match between all of them. But I do think that you could have Naomi get involved, cause the issue in this match, and having Bayley lose the match because of whatever Naomi does. You need that friction, and you know that the two of them are saying, hey, if I win the belt, then I'm gonna give you first crack at it. Naomi versus Bayley is a feud that I really wanna see, and I think you could go on a path of not just like Naomi all of a sudden just becomes a bad guy, but I think you could have the two of them just constantly butting heads and getting more and more frustrated with each other. Almost like what they're doing with Woods and Kofi Kingston on Raw, where Xavier Woods isn't turning heel. Just stuff is happening and he's getting more frustrated. I think you could do that with Naomi and Bayley. Nia Jax retains. And no cash in. No official cash in. Okay, let's talk about the tag team match. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, the OTC, going up against new Bad Bloodline, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Cody and Roman are not losing. This one is very interesting. Also, and comment below everybody, let me know, do you think this is the main event or is the Hell in a Cell match the main event? Because watching Monday Night Raw, it feels like Hell in a Cell is the main event. I can see them doing the thing where they have the tag team match open up the show. Cody and Roman, they're not losing. They're not gonna lose. Roman's first match since WrestleMania. He ain't losing. And Cody Rhodes is champion, he ain't losing. Solo, I think, eats the pin. But there is going to be a lot happening in this match. It's going to be very interesting, very telling, I think, to help set them up for War Games, if they are going to do a Survivor Series War Games, and what could we be looking at, a little bit down the road. So I think Cody and Roman win, whatever that looks like, a DQ, whatever, they're winning. But it's everything else in between. You got the rest of the bloodline, you got Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa kind of waiting out there, so you know that they're going to get involved at some point. But I suspect that we get, as a result of this match, you get more friction and all of that between Bloodline and Roman, but you're gonna get Kevin Owens, Randy Orton involved. Now, if it's as simple as Kevin Owens and Randy come out and they save the day and they help out Cody Rhodes, thus setting up 4v4 War Games, I'm kind of meh on that. I think that's almost too predictable. I think what would be really cool and intriguing is if you have Kevin Owens finally turn on Cody Rhodes. I wonder if Randy and Kevin come out. They do try to make a bit of a save, but at the very end, you end up having Kevin Owens hit a stunner on Cody Rhodes, and that will set up their match for Crown Jewel. Or what you do is you have Randy and Kevin come to the aid of Cody. Maybe they get in the face of Roman Reigns, or Roman's already exited at this point, and then you end up with Randy Orton being the one to hit the RKO and turn heel. Something in there needs to happen. I'm almost less focused on what the bloodline is going to do. Hikuleo could make a debut, but again, I feel like that's almost predictable. If Hikuleo just comes out and cost Roman Reigns the match and Cody Rhodes the match. Okay, so is Roman then gonna go and feud with him? Bloodline get a victory and then it sets up for a War Games match? Yeah, maybe. But there is intrigue with Randy and Kevin Owens kind of waiting out there. And if you're Kevin Owens in character, like at this point, like why are you helping Cody Rhodes? And Randy Orton is not really okay with Cody helping out Roman after everything they have gone through. The Mega Powers win and Bloodline loses. Solo probably eats the pin. Here's the other question I got for you. What are they doing with Solo long term? Like WrestleMania, is there gonna be the one-on-one match at Mania between Roman and Solo? Is that really the match? Because right now, Solo loses all the time. Like I don't need to see Solo versus Roman really. I have very little interest in it. I want to see Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns one-on-one, but we'll see. Mega Powers go over. Then we got a shark cage match. We got Rhea Ripley going up against champion Liv Morgan, World Heavyweight Championship on the line, and you got Dirty Dom Dominic Mysterio suspended above the ring in a shark cage. That's Vince. He's gross. Okay, so shark cage match. You got all the Judgment Day that are going to be roaming around. If it's a shark cage match, is it no DQ or is it still straight up one-on-one rules? I assume it's just straight up one-on-one rules for this thing. I don't see Liv losing the belt yet. I don't think that they have done enough yet in this story. It's been going on for a long time. I don't feel that this is the end. I think WrestleMania is the end of this feud. I think that you gotta wait till then. I think that Liv is going to retain this belt. Judgment Day could throw the keys up to Dom and he escapes. But the thing is that like, okay, Dom is in the cage. What's he doing? Like you figure they're gonna have the camera on Dom like inside of the cage. And it's gonna be like, oh, is he falling or whatever? Or like, what's he gonna do up there? I just thought of something though. What they could end up having Dom do, because the question mark is Dom. He's suspended up there. So the idea is he's not involved in the match, but the rest of Judgment Day could just freely come in. I think what they end up doing is Priest gets involved to thwart off the rest of Judgment Day, because based on what I saw on Raw and previous weeks, it seems like Damian Priest can just dummy all of Judgment Day without question, without a problem. That leaving Dom still up there. I think Dom has like the brass knucks, and I think he throws down brass knucks or weapon to Liv, getting the shot in on Rhea Ripley, and that's how the match ends and Liv retains the title. You need Judgment Day, in my opinion, to get strong. They looked fairly strong on Raw, but they do it where they're constantly getting beat up. Like Damian Priest just destroys all of them. So does Rhea. They started swinging it back a little bit in the last couple of weeks because I think creative realized that you're having the Terror Twins dummy these guys, all of them, the entire faction. So we've had Judgment Day stand tall a little bit more. Still don't think it's over. You're still getting the stip matches because we've had mixed tag team match. Now we've got Shark Cage. Does this go to War Games where you're gonna have like a mixed match War Games? See, I'm torn on that because I don't know if they would want to go in that direction. Like it'd be cool. You finally get women and the men mixing it up inside War Games. That could be a lot of fun. That'd be different. Really feel like it's Bloodline and Team Cody going into War Games. But I don't need to see right now. I don't need to see another match of combination of Liv, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio. One way or another, Liv is retaining the belt. It's not the time for Rhea to get the belt, because if she does, then the story's just kind of over, isn't it? Next up, Damian Priest versus Finn Balor of Judgment Day. Oh, me. Okay, Finn Balor needs to win. This match and this part of the entire feud, the larger story here, this has been kind of meh for me. I don't know about you. For me, I'm just kind of like lukewarm on Damian Priest, Finn Balor. We've been waiting for this match since the turn, but I kind of feel like because we had the mixed match and things were focused more on Liv, Dom, Damian, Rhea, and doing that for so long, Finn was off TV for like 2 weeks. I just kind of feel like this doesn't have the heat that I'm looking for. Finn Balor turned his back on Damian Priest, or in his eyes, Damian and Rhea turned his back. But I think that you need Finn Balor to get a win. Finn doesn't get a lot of wins, and you want to make him kind of like the leader of Judgment Day, of New Judgment Day. I really think that he needs to look strong. I totally expect the rest of Judgment Day to get involved here, but then are you just going to set up a rematch at Crown Jewel between these two? And then Priest gets his win there? They might end up doing that. But this is like Priest's big moment to get his hands on Finn Balor, to get revenge because it costs him the title. If he doesn't win, are we just gonna go and do this again in a month? Like, I don't know how much intrigue there's gonna be anymore other than Priest needing to get that win over Finn. I'm gonna say Finn Balor wins. I think Judgment Day overall, they need wins. And then presumably the main event. Hell in a Cell, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. Thought the promo on Raw was really good, where they actually had the Hell in a Cell in there. They had all the bodyguards lining up to divide these guys. You got CM Punk dressed in white, and you got Drew McIntyre dressed in black. Oh, you got the dichotomy between the two characters. It was well done. I think the feud is culminating here for now. And I do think they need to take a break. The issue I have, so I've loved the feud. I've loved the whole thing. I really have. I thought they have done a lot of really good stuff, but I do feel at this point, we are getting to that stage where I'm like, okay, we are just cutting promos on each other back. How many more ways are we gonna say we don't like each other? That is where I'm at right now, where I'm like, it is time for this match. It's been a little bit of filler. There's been fewer attacks on these guys, and now it's just been promos back and forth for a few weeks, which I understand. And they've done a very good job in these promos to sell this thing. Like, it's going to be bloody. They need to deliver on everything that they are saying. Like, they're going to put guy in a casket kind of thing. Like, they need to really go all out for this match. That's why I think it needs to be the main event. I think it deserves to be the main event. And it's been all gimmick matches, right? So we've had special guest referee, Drew McIntyre won. We had the strap match, CM Punk won. The third gimmick match being Hell in a Cell. I am torn. I'm a CM Punk fan, and in the eyes of the story, Punk should win. And I think that these two guys, by the end of this, they both need to go away from each other. This feud needs a break. I don't know how they're going to do it without them feeling like I need to come back and beat you once again. Here's my thinking long term. On paper, CM Punk I think should win. But I think for the longevity of the story, and for these guys to kind of meet up once again, maybe even with Seth Rollins involved, I think Drew needs to win. I think it means more if Drew McIntyre wins. And again, even if Drew wins or Punk wins, these two need to be like off TV because of what Hell in a Cell does to them. I don't need them to come back later and shake hands and show respect. They're bitter rivals. But I think for Drew's character, he's got to do some gnarly stuff in this match. Punk could pass out. He could just become a bloody mess and just get knocked out, whatever they want to do for the finish. I do kind of lean towards Drew needing to get that win. I think kind of the idea too is that nobody's really going to win here. They're both going to be broken and destroyed. It's not like I expect Drew to come out the next night on Raw and he's going to be like, look how great I am. I beat CM Punk and I'm at 100%. I think you got to really play this thing out, and it's got to be bloody and destructive, and both guys got to be basically destroyed where it doesn't really matter who won. I think that this is basically just done for now. I don't think that this is officially the end, as much as WWE on TV is going to say this feud, this needs to end. Hell in a Cell is a great way to wrap it up, but it can be one of those feuds like Triple H and HBK, where they can just keep coming back to it whenever they feel they need to. But you almost need a break. And I honestly wouldn't see CM Punk back on TV for quite some time, or Drew McIntyre. They need healthy, heavy-hitting bodies and star power over there, yes, but to tell an intriguing story, you probably keep them off for a while. So I do think Drew's gonna win. You could do Punk, and it would be totally cool, but then it's like, where do you go from there? Do you just go back and start things up with Seth again in a month or two? What do you think? That's the predictions. Hit subscribe if you guys like videos like this on the channel. I appreciate your support. Enjoy Bad Blood. Have a great day. See ya.